Howdy. The big 1.5k milestone. Well, technically 1.6, but you guys are coming together far faster than I ever thought possible. I always seem just to be a little late for these. But, in all seriousness, thank you all for your amazing support. I've come a long way, I feel, from the original 600 sub thank you video. All thanks to you viewers, the Patreon supporters, the shit posters in my Discord, just everything coming together in this weird but extremely lucky hodgepodge of circumstances. Right place, right time, I suppose. It's insane to think that this channel is a year and some change old. Probably a little more or less than a year and a half. But man, so much has changed from the start. With me learning sound effects, music, even experimented with adding vocal sounds as sound effects in TCP. So much has changed from just the 600 video. Around that time, I made the Harsh Warming special, with the full cast of EAs, the special art from PBT, and a ton of work on my end. I remember working through Christmas Eve to get that out, but I enjoyed it. It's definitely one of the hardest videos I've ever produced, especially on just taking account of what goes into each video that I make. It was one of the hardest, but I'm glad there was so much support for it. A lot of people seem to enjoy it, which I can't tell you how happy that makes me. But that is all thanks to you guys. A special thank you to every single Patreon from the start to current that allows me to do stuff like that or buy art for my thumbnails, because I really enjoy having a unique thumbnail to tell me apart from others who might do this. It's been a privilege to be able to give you guys readings of stuff I enjoy and love, and to get so much support from a community I don't think I deserve. Not that I think my stuff is bad, of course. I would never post it if I didn't like listening to it. But the amount of kind people that have backed me, whether by Patreon or by leaving comments and liking videos, is far too much for a greenhorn like me. Speaking of people that give far too much though, I'd like to talk about all of my Titan tiers. This tier was originally supposed to be a joke. I was never expecting someone to give me $100 a month for a reading besides Silent Titan, hence the name. And in a span of a month, I had 2 additional because I forgot to limit it further. But each of you are too kind. Far too kind for your own good. Even if you enjoy my stuff, it's just I don't know. That's a lot of money, and something I think daily of, how the heck did I get people to buy that? Especially since I don't think I'm particularly amazing at this stuff. But thanks to Silent Titan, I've started rereading diaries, and I've enjoyed so far, and making the videos, while challenging because of the length of the chapters, it has been fun, making essentially a cornerstone of the original Fimfix. Not to discredit my other 2 at the current moment, Dark Guardian, who requested Your Human and You, another classic which I was surprised doesn't have any finished readings. I absolutely loved the fic when it was first coming out, and I'm glad so many of you have enjoyed the amount of work I've put into those. And my third, Mavrick, who introduced Anon is a Villain series, which I have binge read and enjoyed immensely, and can't wait to make more of because I find that kind of dry humor freaking hilarious, and it always puts a little pep in my step. I could honestly go down the list of just the far too nice people who have supported me far too much, but hey, as you guys can see, the old Patreon end card is getting a little full. Thank you all. It truly means far more than you can imagine that you enjoy this stuff enough to put money down. For nothing more than a reading if I can find the slot in my busy schedule, and a thank you at the end of my videos. It's far too kind for a channel my size, and each and every one of you mean a ton to me. Another thing that I've enjoyed is the increase of comments on my videos. A very special shout out to Ryan Hemphill, who posts these absolutely amazing comments on a lot of my videos. I enjoy these readings as much as you guys do, so being able to have real discourse about the fics I love, speculation, is honestly one of my favorite bits of being a YouTube creator. Skywolf Guards also post a lot about how they feel about the plot, what they hope, things that they may or may not show up in the story. I don't expect comments to ever be like this because as someone who responds to a lot of these, Sometimes you can't find the proper words, but to those that do the larger comments, know that I not only do see them, but I also really find them engaging and I love each one. Gushing about my far too amazing community aside, I would like to introduce you guys to more creators, similar to how I did it in my last thank you video. These are either far too small for what I think they deserve, or creators that I just enjoy to listen to. First up, the largest one, and the lovely voice that helped me with Changeling Changemail Exchange, Lotus Moon, who posts a lot of romance, and comedy, and, well, if you're into it, ASMR content. I love her voice, plain and simple, and she gets somehow less views than what is rightfully deserved, especially her recent horror post for Halloween, which I enjoyed immensely. Speaking about said video, another creator I have worked with, who I am working with and hopefully will continue to do so, is Rainflicker. Funnily enough, he's the narrator for said horror fic on Lotus Moon's channel, and man, he's got the voice for it. I've compared it a few times, but he gives me such a Mr. Creepypasta feel with his voice that works wonderfully with horror and dread content, which he has actually really leaned into, and it's just, mwah, perfect. If you're watching this, Rainflicker, hi. Much love, my friend, and I hope I can drive some people to your channel that deserves every single one and more. Last but not least, Golden Stem's Palace. This one is odd. I feel a bit of kinship with Golden Stem here. It feels a lot like me when I first started, and me and him have very similar taste in fics, and that shows in what he uploads. Questionable Ethics, a fantastic series. I Am Anonymous, another great series that you guys should check out, and hopefully he posts more, especially Questionable Ethics. I am personally biased on my enjoyment of that one. My shoutouts aside, I'd like to thank the wonderful Ruby art for this amazing thumbnail. I'm sad I couldn't get everyone since not everyone has a Pony OC, but man, every single one who I managed to get came out wonderfully. I'm so happy I have a little banner with most of the people who are big in my Discord, who have supported me a ton, etc, etc. I cannot be happier with how it came out. So hey, if you also want to hire this amazing artist, I'll leave the Fiverr and the Twitter link below. Anyways, thank you guys so much for all the support you've given me this year and a half. I appreciate every single one of you. This has been Firehearth. Thank you guys for listening and enjoying my content. Have a wonderful day.